Moksh Mission. To play Moksh Mission, you need two teams. One red team and one green team, with at least 2 players on each team. Each team chooses one player on their team to be the Samyaktvi, whose job it is to provide the 2-word clue to their team. The Samyaktvis must sit next to each other, separately from their teams, on the other side of the table. Shuffle the name cards and place 25 of them in a 5x5 grid on the table. Then one of the Samyaktvis shuffles the clue cards and randomly draws a card. The Samyaktvis can look at this clue card but cannot reveal it to the other players. The clue card depicts a 5x5 grid of squares and represents the cards in play. Red squares are the gun for the red team, green squares are the gun for the green team. Grey squares represent Samta, and they do not count for any team. The black square is the Mohniya. Set the green and red goon cards down in front of their teams, alongside the Samata cards and the Mohniya card. The color surrounding the selected clue card determines which team goes first. This team also gets the Kevalgyan card. The Samyaktvi gives their team a 2-word clue followed by a number. The word relates to the meaning of the hidden gun cards, and the number indicates how many cards on the grid are linked to that clue. For example, if the Samyaktvi says Tirthankar Bhagwan 2, it means that there are 2 cards on the grid that are connected to Tirthankar Bhagwan. After the Samyaktvi has provided the clue and number, their team openly discusses which card they think the clue hints at. If they guess a card that belongs to their team, it is marked with a gun card. If they guess a card that belongs to the other team's gun card is placed on the guessed word. If they guess a Samta card, the Samta card is placed on the guessed word. The team is allowed to pass if they don't find any good fits for the clue. And they can always make one more guess than the number allowed by the Samyaktvi. After the first team has finished guessing and all appropriate gun cards have been placed on the board, the next team's Samyaktvi provides a clue and their team guesses. Play continues until one team finds all of their gun and wins, or until one team mistakenly selects the Mohniya spot and loses. 2-player game. If there are only 2 of you, you can play on the same team. The other team has no players, but you still need their stack of gun cards. If your team wins, give yourselves a score based on how many gun cards are still left in the opposite team's stack. 3-player game. 3 players who want to be on same team can play as described above. If 2 players want to compete against each other, they can be Samyaktvis, and the third can be their guessing player. The mission of the game is to attain moksha. As Samyaktvis, we must now fiercely combat the 8 types of karma and in return acquire the 8 virtues, gun, to ultimately achieve our mission, moksha.